Welcome back to Next Level Rides. In today's episode, we bring you some awesome news. Today will hopefully be the first of many sponsorships. And today's episode, we're going to be reviewing AUXITO headlights. Now these in particular are the LED lights that we're going to be putting in a 2011 E90 BMW. So stay tuned and we're going to get at it. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, look at that. Zip ties and a little Allen key. That's actually kind of neat. And some white gloves. Fancy. I don't mind that at all. So a lot of the time when you end up handling light bulbs, it's really nice that they give you these because you don't want to actually put your fingerprints on them. So if you put your fingerprints on them, it could cause some issues and end up wrecking the bulb, but let's see what we got. So typically I'm not or have not been the biggest fan of LED bulbs for a couple of reasons. The light output is typically a little bit less than you would get with a halogen or an HID bulb. But you know what? These actually look pretty good. It looks like large Cree LEDs, and it looks like it would cover pretty close to 360 degrees around the actual bulb itself. Yeah, they actually look pretty good. So when we were discussing bulbs and which application with AUXITO, we determined or decided that we were going to try with an E90 BMW. So they picked out these bulbs specifically and said they're going to be quite impressive and that I'm going to be very surprised with them. So I'm looking forward to actually trying these out. Now, although these were provided to us, we're still going to give you a dead honest review. If they're great, I'm going to tell you they're great. If they're not as good, well, I'm going to tell you exactly my dead honest thoughts. So we're going to see how they stack up. Typically, I'm a big fan of HID bulbs because they're very bright. They throw the light quite a distance, and LEDs for a lot of time can actually cut it. So we're going to install these. We're going to give you a side-by-side comparison and see how they stack up. So because we live in good old Calgary, Alberta, Canada, these are what the factory fog light housings looked like. So we ended up changing them to newer ones that had the 3M on them, and these are so one thing I noticed when I was on the bench, they actually gave you a little Allen key to make sure everything's nice and tight. So one of the first things I'm going to mention is typically the base on a lot of cheaper LEDs is pretty loose. So I've had to put a little bit of crazy glue or a little bit of epoxy to get them in properly, but this is nice and solid. So far it's getting some props. Since we changed the housings, we're going to insert a clip here just to show you what the factory halogen ones look like. Now the halogen ones, you can see that they're yellow. They don't look as good. They're not nowhere near what they should be for a light output. They were a thing back in the day, but it's time to upgrade them just a little bit. First things first, we're going to pull out the factory H8 bulb. We're going to insert the LED. It's solid in there, actually. Yeah, it sits nice and solid, and typically you don't have that again with cheaper LEDs. Like everything that involves lights, electricity, we're going to put some dielectric grease in. I'm going to plug this bad boy in, and we're going to give you a side-by-side comparison of these LEDs. Okay, so I took a step back. They're surprisingly bright. I don't know if it's reflecting off my face. I can't even look at the glove. It's so bright. Okay, so although the car's whining, we're gonna shut it off really quick, and I'm gonna do the other one. Okay, so same thing with the Allen key. We're gonna just snug everything up. And again, it's really nice that they actually provide you this little Allen key to make sure that the base is all nice and tight. Okay, so we're good to go. So we're gonna copy paste on this side. Dielectric grease. Get rid of that, clip it in, and then we're gonna see what they look like, the both of them together. This one didn't give you a satisfying click. There we go. All right, let's test them. Okay, so what do you guys think? I'm actually kind of impressed with them and pretty surprised that it actually illuminates the ground in the middle of the day, especially under bright LED lights. So we're gonna take it out tonight to see exactly real world comparison from the original ones to these new LEDs. So stay tuned and we're gonna add a clip here. So this is what the fog lights look like when they're actually illuminated late at night. They're actually quite bright and actually are pretty impressive. So of course we compare them with the factory xenon or the HID bulbs in the low beams, and it's a pretty substantial difference between the two of them. They complement each other nicely. Thanks again to AUXITO for sending us these LED bulbs to test. I was quite impressed with these, and of course, as always, I'll leave the links in the description below for you to check them out. They have many different bulbs on their website, so I'm sure you're going to find the perfect set for your application. AUXITO gave us a discount code, which is Next Level Rides, for 15% off your next purchase. So check out the website and find the perfect bulbs for you. Thanks again. As always, feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. In today's episode, we bring you some awesome news. Today will be the first of hopefully many sponsorships. If they're great, they're great. Ozzy!
Ozzy, shut up!
Hold on. When you own an N54 or 55 vehicle, this is how you get your frustration out. Why is that so durable?